Because of why I search the deep through endless nights, no time to sleep. The call inside I can't deny. I'll find the light because of why.
Hey everyone! So when you think of Austria, what comes to mind? Probably Mozart, maybe some stunning alpine scenery, maybe even the sound of music, right? But beyond all the concert halls and the ski slopes, there lies one of Europe's best-kept economic secrets. Because here's the thing, there's a whole other side to Austria, one that's less about waltzes and a lot more about wealth. It's a quiet economic powerhouse, just thriving right there in the heart of Europe. And to put that into perspective, get this. A GDP per capita of nearly $75,000. Now, that doesn't just make Austria rich, it actually makes it wealthier than its massive industrial neighbor, Germany. So that's the big question, isn't it? How on earth did a nation of just 9 million people with no access to the sea become one of the world's great economic success stories? Well, it turns out there are 4 key pillars to their success. Okay, so pillar number 1. And this one's wild because it wasn't really a deliberate plan. It was more an incredible twist of geographic and historical fate. It's the story of how Austria went from being on the edge of the map to being right in the very center. You gotta remember, for most of the Cold War, Austria was stuck on the very fringe of Western Europe, literally bordering the Iron Curtain. But then, 1989 happens, the Berlin Wall comes down, and bam! Everything changes. Suddenly, Austria wasn't on the periphery anymore. It was smack dab in the middle of a newly reunified Europe, perfectly positioned to be the gateway between West and East. And man, did Austria jump on that opportunity. Today, a full quarter of all its exports, 1 out of every $4 of stuff they sell abroad, flows directly to its eastern neighbors. This just cemented its role as this essential hub for trade and investment. All right, so having a great location is one thing, right? But you've got to have the engine to actually take advantage of it. For Austria, that engine was the European Union, which it joined back in 1995. And don't just take my word for it. The European Commission itself said the EU made Austria stronger. Joining was like pouring rocket fuel on an already promising fire. And the perks? They were huge, and they kicked in right away. All of a sudden, Austrian companies had frictionless access to a market of hundreds of millions. Investment money just flooded in. And as you can see from this list, it allowed Austria to branch out, to deeply integrate into European supply chains, and crucially, reduce its old dependence on Germany. So we've got the prime location, and we've got the market access. But what are they actually selling? Well, this brings us to pillar number 3, a high-tech industrial engine powered by a uniquely skilled workforce. Yeah, Austria isn't competing on, cheap t-shirts. Just look at its top exports. Complex machinery, pharmaceuticals, high-end vehicle components. We're talking about sophisticated, high-value goods that require incredible precision and skill to produce. So where do all these skilled workers come from? The answer is a system that's kind of the envy of Europe, the dual education system. Imagine learning theory in a classroom and then immediately applying it on the factory floor as a paid apprentice. It's brilliant. It creates this seamless pipeline of job-ready, highly skilled professionals who are perfectly matched to what industry actually needs. And does it work? Oh yeah, the results are undeniable. While a lot of Europe really struggles with high youth unemployment, Austria's rate is dramatically lower. This system provides the essential human capital that powers their high-tech industrial engine. Okay, we have geography, the EU, and a skilled industrial base. But there's one more piece to the puzzle, a cultural and political element that you could really call Austria's secret sauce. It's called the social partnership. Now, this isn't a law, it's a deep-seated tradition. The major business groups, the labor unions, and the government all voluntarily work together to find compromises on pretty much everything, from wage policies to social security. It's a culture of consensus over conflict. And this commitment to consensus has profound economic results. With some of the lowest strike rates in the world, Austria offers this incredibly stable and predictable environment for business. It fosters moderate wage growth, keeps companies competitive, and it underpins the social peace that makes for a really high quality of life. So there you have it. when you put it all together, you see that Austria's prosperity isn't an accident at all. It's a formula where each part reinforces the others. You get some geographic luck, you supercharge it with the EU, you build a high-value industrial engine powered by a uniquely skilled workforce, and then you hold it all together with a culture of social cooperation. Which leaves us with a really fascinating final question to think about. Is this powerful four-part formula a blueprint that other countries could follow? Or is it a unique success story so tied to Austria's specific history and culture that it simply can't be replicated? What do you think? Is it a blueprint or a one-off? I'd love to hear your take, so let us know in the comments below. Thanks so much for digging into this with us. If you enjoyed this explainer, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more deep dives into the forces that shape our world. We'll see you in the next one.